Hello and welcome. I've tried this a few times now and it's been frustrating to say the least. But anyway, I've tried to make a whole edited video and everything like that, but the editor is not quite going on my side. So I'm just gonna do it all over again. Fresh, unedited, uncut, whatever, chilled. Hello and welcome, and how are you? Sorry, you might have been looking at my chest the whole time. It's not a bad one, but I'm sure you probably maybe want to see my face. I don't know. Anyway, welcome to ourselves. Us, the shared, unique source of what we all are, expressed uniquely in each individual expression that you can see around you or on here. Anyway, today I basically have, sorry about that, I'm adjusting you as I go. Sorry, I got you, good, happy, awesome. Okay, basically I wish to talk about a tool that has done me great service in this life and continues to do so, and has served others. That's why I started doing it, because I saw the benefits I had for others. Sorry, I'm doing terrible with this camera. It's helped me navigate and understand myself better, to help me navigate in this life, and just be of availability and service to others, as well as myself. I feel like you're a bit low there, I don't know. What that tool is self-inquiry. How I love it. Pretty much all I do all day, every day, unless I have some other time. But before we get into that, we have to maybe break it down and get down to what I mean when I say self. Well, let me explain. At least my point of view. Also, let's keep in mind that I am just one person. I do not know everything. I only know what I've experienced and what I understand of myself. And the more I learn about myself, the more I can comprehend and start to understand what's going on around me. But it all starts with you. Source, yeah. So, self. When I talk about self, usually what a lot of us think of is the me, the ego side of things. Let's not put the good and bad. I think when I say ego, people tend to put bad or good. Just relax that. I'm just saying, like, person, name, where you're from, what you like, what you don't like. Like, this is just a very minuscule piece of what I mean when I say self. There's a heck of a lot more going on behind all of that, because that is essentially just what you think you are. And I say think quite prominently right there, because the way that your thoughts are processing kind of dictates on how you navigate and move and interact and relate to everything around you. And if you don't really know the way that your thoughts are going, it can really be detrimental, because your thoughts are powerful at the end of the day. They're so strong. They can convince you to believe things which aren't necessarily true. I mean, look at society. We were brought up on a lot of bull, beep. Sorry, I can't edit beep in there, so I have to beep myself. Yeah, but we've been taught to believe a whole lot of stuff that just doesn't make any sense, you know? Like, a lot of it we've kind of been like, okay, we've dealt with that now, but still there's a lot of crap we don't know. Well, we haven't really questioned. We haven't really looked into. So we continue to believe it, and our brains continue to work. Like, your brain doesn't work on an operation of this is what's good, this is what's not good. It works on whatever you want, however you wire it. You know, look at people with, like, mental illnesses, like schizophrenia. Like, people literally hear voices in their head, or they see things that aren't there. Like, your brain is so powerful, so you got to take care of it. You got to really understand the deal that you've been dealt, you know? And shoot your cards. You can pick another card if you want. You literally can. You just have to work for it. You have to do a better flirtation, I guess. Anyway. So yeah, that's very important, because also what you might you'll definitely notice is depending on the way you act, depends on how other people see you, and that can be a great confirmation of, like, are you doing what you set out to do, or is it possible that the way you're acting is completely opposing how you think you're being in your mind, you know? And that happens a lot of the time because people are so out of alignment. I think this is mainly the key of what people mean when they say enlightenment. It's more alignment, aligning everything together. Like the way you're acting and the way you're thinking needs to be in perfect correlation of one another. You know, they need to be working as a team, not trying to tell you a story just so you feel comfortable, you know. Because I think you need to be aware of how people see you. But you also need to question what they say when they talk about you, because they may be going through their own illusory perspective. But I basically heard this quote, and I really want to share it because I think it's really, really wonderful. But keep it in mind, keep it in context of, it may be an illusion, it may not be truth, it's still something that we believe, and that gives it power. And the best way to deal with something and get better at something is to acknowledge it. And then you can change it. So, I mean, this helped me a lot, is recognizing that I am what I think others think of me. I am what I think others think of me. Now, coming from that, it makes you realize you've been looking at yourself from an outside point of view most of your life. So what my intention here is to do is to take that and flip it out into that perspective. Come from source, come straight from the root of power, instead of trying to take power here and then run it through. Like, that's so unnecessary. You're literally taking power you have, putting it out there, and then taking it back just so you can put it back in. Just go straight from here, you're fine. Because when you fill yourself up, you eventually start to overflow, and then all that overflow just goes everywhere, you know, and you just, one big massive kaboom. But yeah, so that's just one part of self. I'm going to keep it simple, but the other parts of self, basically, I'm talking about conscious self and unconscious self. Now, I think it's our job, a responsibility, it's a necessity to bring the unconscious self into the conscious light of understanding and awareness, so that we can see what it is we are creating and not get lost in it and pretend to be it. You know what I mean? Because then you recognize what it is you're creating, and then when you see that that's a creation, you can start to see that where the creator is. Who is the creator? Because sometimes we're creating a lot of our stuff through our creation, and then that's just kind of, the gaps are too small and you're not getting the full creation, you're not getting the full power behind what it is you're trying to put out there. But if you come to full creation, you realize, okay, it's like a breath of fresh air, and boom, out into everything again, you know? So awesome, cool. Now, let's look into inquiry, right? Questioning. Forget what your family, your elders, and everybody told you. Don't question me. No, I'm calling bull on that. I'm going to question everything I want. I'm going to go crazy with my questioning. Because questioning's crazy. Be that kid. Why? 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 Just do it. Why? Because you want to figure things out. That's why. So, let me give you an example of inquiry. Let's do a relatable little subject here. Imagine, so those of you who have been poked at for being lazy, that frustrating feeling of like, yeah, pick up yourself, yeah, whatever, you know. Let's look at that, okay? So, if they're calling you lazy, is there some truth to that? No. Oh, okay, wait, give it a sec, let's keep questioning, let's not end it there. Okay, what could be the reason that they're questioning, that they're calling you lazy? What reason could they have for doing that? Okay, well, to be fair, my surroundings are pretty messy. Okay, and how do you feel about that? I'm not really worried. Okay, well, does it serve you? Does it do you service towards what you're trying to do? I'm not doing anything. Oh, if you don't know what I mean, like, get a dictionary and look up laziness, and then you'll see what I'm talking about, right? So a really good point as well in self-inquiry is look at service. What serves you, right? That should be your big question. What serves you? And then second question should be, does it serve others, right? And if you find it does disservice, then you know what to decide. You know what's not serving you. So it's basically taking things out, making yourself lighter so you have room to really grow and create. You know, it's all about discernment. It's not really about being this or taking that in and take that. It's more about getting rid of everything. And everything that you're meant to be naturally comes out anyway. So you don't really need to do much otherwise. But yeah. So why would I do this, Dylan? Why would I want to do this? One, because to have a better life, to create a better environment for us to all be in and be part of, one that you can truly enjoy. Instead of trying to get over there all the time, you can literally just enjoy where you're at, you know? There's no need to go and chase all these things that are outside of you. Like, you are the thing that you want, so you're like, okay, now I can just enjoy. Now I can do things, but I don't have any expectation of them, you know? So I can go out and do all this stuff, but whether I get what I want or not, I'm still okay. And I think it makes it easier to get what you want because you're not tearing yourself down for not having it, you know? And then two, sorry, there's a bug that's going around that's creeping me out. Anyway, two, there's a deeper side to it, which is creating the life you want, or becoming life itself, which is essentially what you are. You've always been that. It's just about taking down those bars and seeing it, you know? Through self-inquiry, you can come to recognize it. Like, we kind of all know these things are there. We all know it. We're just reminding each other, but you can only truly know it when you've asked it, when you've asked a question and, experience that. You know? You are it. And when you start to lighten the load, you come back to the empty space. And when you see yourself as that empty space, you see that same space in other people. And then you recognize that you're not alone in what you're doing. You're both coming from the same source, the exact same thing. You're just expressing in unique ways. It's just down to perspective. Like, that's the point of self-inquiry, to just be freer, have room to enjoy life rather than be cluttered up by it and stuck in your little realm. Like, be what you've always been, source, the observer of the creation. You're not the creation. Don't get lost in that. Just observe and laugh at it, enjoy it, and then see more space over there, and they're creating their thing, and more space over there. Things are just appearing from all this space. Like, it's madness. And then from that point, when you're in a recognition of space, like, you can't be separate from anyone, so therefore you can't not love everyone, you know? You are everything. Like, this is my intention here, is that I want to raise awareness of loving awareness, because that's all we are. It's just awareness, like, just that. And the more of that root of everything you put into all your creation, the more you just, everything overflows, and then you don't need to really give anymore, because you're so full of love and light, because you have so much space that it just pours onto everyone else. So you don't need to do anything necessarily, you just naturally do it. You know? There's no resisting anymore. It's just a flow. It's just a you know? So empty out. Question yourself, what's in your way? Essentially nothing. But let's do some clearing out, yeah? Awesome. Let's be a team, let's work together. We've got this. Please message. I hope you enjoyed the video. Much love. And yeah, give me some questions. If there's anything you're curious about, or you think maybe you could correct with me, maybe there's a few things I maybe went off a bit with. But yeah, like, this is the point of it. It's about learning, like, and understanding and sharing these ideas and giving. to yourself and to others, you know. That's important. Sharing and stuff. So yeah, thanks so much guys. Much love. I'll check you later. Oh, goodbye.